Welcome in, everybody. I thought it would be cool to do a little commentary video on the HITLESS run. Let's not be in 480. Jesus Christ. Not sure if anyone cares about something like this, you know, commentary like this. I could just be talking to myself here, so it'd be like a regular day. But as for the contents of this run, this is an all flags run. That means you do all bosses and the running guns. It is HITLESS run, so obviously you can't get hit. The 100%ing was not originally part of what I wanted to do. It just happened to go that way. I was like, if I can get all the coins, I'll try to. But you know, if it's occasionally on perilous piers, I would miss a coin. I'd be like, it's not a big deal. The main point is to get HITLESS. Bars. And of course, you know, all flags. This is also a glitchless run, so no weapon swap, stuff like that. So,
Dude, come on.
You know, adds another little bit of a challenge factor to it. To be honest, I've never been great with the whole glitch thing anyway. I never found glitches, so I probably would have done it this way anyway. Obviously, people are gonna do different things on some of these runs. This is not the first HITLESS run. People have done it different ways. So this is not really an explanation video on how to get HITLESS. It's more so just explaining what I was seeing, what my routes were, my strategies, and why I used what and when.
That's what happens when you do the same run.
I would like to say that I never got hit on Forest Follies while doing these runs, but that's just not true. I absolutely did, and I'm embarrassed.
We're always hanging out.
To be fair, it probably only happened maybe 3 or 4 times.
It's nice when you have like
but still, don't tell my mom I got hit on Forest Follies or she'll disown me. I'm also drinking coffee, so if you hear that, my apologies. A lot of you'll see speedrunners do. You're able to drop down below the acorn maker, and then you know how you pop up when you get hit? You'll see guys, they'll drop down, take the hit, and then pop back up under the acorn maker so they can skip that whole thing, which is cool. All right, there's Forest Follies. In Inkwell Isle 1, I think the hardest, the biggest issue I was always having was Cagney Carnation. That's a real, I try to put him as close to the front as possible while still using the charge weapon. So that was basically my route here. I'm going Forest Follies to Treetop Trouble, get as many coins as possible. If I can buy Roundabout, I can buy Lobber, and then eventually after Treetop Trouble, I'll be able to buy the charge.
Being a mod and co-oping with me.
Treetop Trouble is another sneaky level in the game that you eventually get a rhythm for it, but at first it can be challenging for whatever reason.
And it was video games that basically brought us like, not that we were ever like apart, but like video games brought us like back.
I think it's the verticality part of this level. This first, I guess if you want to call it a phase, I guess this first part of the route isn't so bad. I really like Roundabout here because you almost have like shooting it while running for me. You almost have like a shield in front of you. Eventually you get I guess they're ladybugs. I never really know, but eventually you get their patterns down. You can. This is the part that I always struggled with, and I still would pick up hits from these roaches at times. They're annoying. I always like to clear. I see a lot of people just rush through this, which is great. If you could do that, fuck yeah, that's awesome. But I would, you know, I was terrified of the roaches. And the wooden men. Oh, the wooden men.
But
all right. Anytime I would get through that, I would have a sigh of relief.
I have a lot of good
also, if you're wondering what's on the whiteboard back there, that is in fact a Demigorgon. We do 1 drawing request per day on stream. And I guess Demigorgons are good luck. Because this is the run. So.
Oh shit, Poopslot's got tits in the chat, dude. Nice.
I don't know what I'm talking about half the time in this. A lot of people jump over this, which is totally fine. If you're good at that, that's awesome. It's definitely the faster way to do it. It's the speedrunner's tactic. But I don't know. I'm weird like that. It just felt more satisfying to kill him, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
like,
stupid.
It's very Whitechapel-esque.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's take something hard to do and make it harder for ourselves. Wow, what a genius. Yeah, if you're good at jumping over it, just jump over it. Don't be an idiot like me. See? See? All right, Mausoleum 1. We're gonna go back to the pork rinds, get charge, and then Mausoleum 1.
It ain't tits. This is tits.
The only reason I was doing
got a nose on
the
it.
mausoleums, they don't really, honestly, the super arts, I used them, because I'm not a big fan of charge EX. So I would go for 5 cards, whereas you'll see a lot of runners, they'll do,
Walk this run.
a lot of them run pea shooter, or like they'll do spread, because those have really strong EXs.
I'd do it. This is
To each their
probably the
own.
last run.
But
I could start
because I was such a
feel
fan
my,
of charge on this run, I decided that
the bodge
I would use
shutdown.
my cards for Super Art 1 instead of
I've been
EXs.
pretty
So
happy with how they've gone though. Other than Rumor Honeybottoms, 3
I think Mausoleum 1 might be the only thing that I
If I
never took a hit on
get there
once on any of these runs.
5 times.
That would have been
It's
embarrassing.
dope.
Force Follies, sure. Tree Top Trouble even,
Well,
sure.
they always hidden as profanity. Really?
But Mausoleum 1, I would have probably offed myself. Hitless run, it takes hit on Mausoleum 1.
Victory.
And this is, to me, the best super art for, if you're going to use one for Hitless, this is the one. I never used 3. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Super Art 2 is really, really good for certain moments. And I do whip it out at points during this run. And then we have Cagney Carnation. This was the hardest boss, and this is the hardest level in general in Inkwell Isle 1. Definitely a roadblock for a while there, but I eventually got it down. I think a big help is parrying the pumpkin pellet, because then you don't have to worry about that. Then you have your vertical space in this level, because that thing will take away your vertical space, and you really need it. So there you go. Get that pink pellet right there. And I like to clear these. A lot of people will just navigate around them. My thing was always go for the biggest guarantee. What can guarantee my safety? You know?
No pellets.
I got double pellets here. That sucks. Got the parry, though. That's basically what you don't want. You can occasionally get this first phase with no pellets at all. It happens occasionally. It's you don't get it a lot, but it's a treat when you do.
Yeah.
The nightmare though is that 2 pellets.
Well, that's
But
a yeehaw, brother.
that's Cagney's a boss where the first phase is harder than the second one. My advice for that fight is, or for that last phase there, is stay in the middle. That way you can go left or you can go right. If you're on the very left platform, you can only go right. If you're on the very right platform, you can only go left. At least in the middle, you got options, you know? Depending on where the roots come from.
Fat idiot stream at 2.
After Cagney, we do Goopy. Goopy Legrande was always, you know, one of the easier bosses in the game. I would even go as far to say, no, I think Root Pack's probably easier than Goopy, because the tracking on Goopy's jumps are a little strange. A big help in some of these fights, and Goopy's a good example of this, is being able to shoot diagonally. You saw me pick up a couple shots there. And it occasionally gets you in hot water. There you go. I missed one. Yeah, this is another boss that's interesting in that its last phase is probably its easiest one, similar to Cagney. You know, you always expect final boss, you know, the final phase to be the hardest, but some of these, a lot of these early phases are sneaky in a difficult way.
It's me, Boop Slot 78 burner counts. Well, that would be 80 people.
The grave phase isn't bad at all. 44 seconds. Not bad. This is not all A+ or SRX, by the way.
Shout out Dio. Shout out Poop
It's
Flop for 4 days and not
any
jail.
grade. All right, now on the Hildeberg. This is another issue
Tark
for me.
sucks.
I would say there were times where
Oh, yeah,
Hildeberg
she's
was giving me
great.
more lip than Cagney. I don't know why, but
Me and Unson
it'd be
sucks
what
so
it
much.
do.
We'll bring that in.
She has occasionally some
just
spots
for,
where you can get
just for
trapped,
co-op.
which is annoying.
'Cause you can have like a repository
You'll
of
feel powerless, you know? You're like, what was I supposed to do there?
emotes. And you just swap them out.
But if you rewatch stuff, there's usually like, oh, I could have done this. And that's important to watch. If you're going to do HITLESS, you know, I would definitely absorb your mistakes and try to learn from that shit. I hated the bowl.
Yo,
My
Grizz,
plan here
let's
was always
go,
to
dude.
just stay a little bit above the
Hell yeah,
bowl.
thank
See
you
how
so
I'm
much,
just
homie.
I'm
I
just
can't believe I'm
teetering
still up.
right
I can't
above it
believe you were
every
up.
moment. That way, if it did dash, I could easily just go up more and I would
Is
avoid
Cash
it
there
every
with
time.
you? Probably not.
It seemed to work for me because I stopped getting hit on it.
Probably sleeping with his dog. What were we playing, dude? Were you doing Warzone?
But pretty standard here, just making sure to get shots in. Use nukes as soon as you can get 5 cards. That way you can work on the next one. You should be able to get probably 3 nukes
AoE.
over the course of this fight. Maybe even 4, depending on how many parries you
Love
can
that
get.
game. So good.
That sucks right there. That little,
Holy
actually,
shit.
I'm gonna slow that down a bit.
AoE. Let's go. Love that game.
Let's see.
So good.
Like, that sucks. Those are the kind of trapping moments where
Holy shit.
you
That
can even
fucking
hear it in my
dodge on
voice.
that
Holy shit.
Tornado's wild.
Obviously, you go mini plane. There's a cool run that some people are doing. They're doing a hitless, no mini plane,
Age of
which is a
Empires
fun
still
little
hits.
way to keep it. Make it more challenging. So I don't usually go for the nuke on this last phase. I'll try to get as many ticks as I can with the EXs. You'll see it's face you. I think
Shout
you
out
can
to
get the
one of that
full
Rogan?
amount of hits if she stretches her face out like that, because it's
Joe
got like the
29.
hitbox is super long. And I think in a scenario where that happens, it might be more damage. I forget what the numbers are. And then we got to kind of take the foot off the gas here. Once Cagney and Hildeberg are done, the rest of Inkwell won, even though there's only 2 levels left. But it's, you know, you can kind of relax a bit. Root Pack's not bad. Even Ruby and Croaks isn't bad. The Root Pack is honestly one of my favorite levels in the game. Well, at least for this run. Yeah, in the run at least, just because it's so easy and chill. It's nice to be able to just, you know, crush some vegetables.
Yeah.
Talk to chat, you know.
Age of Empires 4.
Look, I'm talking about
basically
Age of
is
Empires.
2, but worse.
So unbothered, you should be by Root Pack.
Although some of the
Always like the
mechanics are
right
cool
side of the
ones.
onion here.
There
I tried the
are
left side like
quality
one
of
time,
life
hated it.
that I do enjoy about 4 as opposed
Right
to
side
2.
forever. Yeah, come to think of it, I can't think of. I think I said Mausoleum 1 was the only one I never registered a hit on, but I think Root Pack probably too.
I like the way they handle farms.
I'm sure I'd remember.
4.
I remember Ribby and Coke. Fucking idiot. Ribby and Croaks only has. I can only think of one hit from that level. But yeah, it got to a point where most of these, for at least the most part, were pretty
There's also
locked in.
that,
By the
yeah,
time I was at least
we're in
putting
the
splits
age
up
of
and shit.
patches,
So.
which is nice and not nice. at the
Speaking of
same
Ribby and
time.
Croaks, that is next.
Food slot, do your thing, homie. Thanks for popping in.
There's also
Cheap
moments
alert.
in this run where I refer to jazz music a lot because we were listening to jazz, but it's not recorded into the VOD because Twitch won't let you. They won't let you have like copyrighted music, so I have to not have it routed to the VOD. But obviously, everyone could still hear it, so it's funny to hear us talking about these things that you. There's no context to it within the
Me
stream,
either,
so.
Grizz. Me fucking either.
Ribby and Croaks is a
Thank you for
fight
the raid,
that
homie. I
when you
appreciate it.
start playing Cuphead, it's
Go get some rest.
this daunting task. Everything about it is so interesting. I mean, you feel like you're surrounded in here in the second phase.
Nah, I appreciate you.
Like this is just this is terrifying. But I say this to everybody, and it definitely rings true, especially for a level like this. But it's amazing how much these levels slow down for you when you do them over and over again. And I know that seems so obvious, but I think people get it in their heads that things are going to be difficult forever. And it's like, just like anything, you know, you practice. Like these little platforms here, these are, I just can't not get hit here. But eventually you subconsciously just, you put it together. You do it enough. It's like anything.
It's close.
I mean, I was no different. I mean, there's a point where Ruby and Croaks gave me the fits the first time I played this game. So, green's the dream. Green's what you want here. Even though I've even fallen between the cracks there on green before.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's Inkwell Isle 1. Now, Inkwell Isle 2, I would say it's a pretty steep difficulty climb. There's some bosses in Inkwell Isle 2 that I think are even more difficult than some in 3. I think Grim Matchstick is absolutely brutal for Hitless.
Inkwell Isle 1 has been fucking...
Yeah, I was stoked on it. I had been... there'd be a lot of times where I would get like a stupid hit in Inkwell Isle 1 just because I was so tired of playing the levels that I was kind of not paying as much attention maybe. So I'd kind of take my foot off the gas. So, but I guess the night that I got this, they had been crushing.
That's been clean.
I guess I was finally not being an idiot.
No lottery numbers for you, dude. Wait a minute.
First one I do is Bappy here. I don't really...
God damn it.
There's no specific reason to do... I guess Bappy... I'm trying to get the coins here so I can get... I think I changed this route. I used to do Baroness first here. And then I realized I wanted to do Funhouse Frazzle early. A lot of runners have Smoke Bomb already at this point, but I opt for Charge early because I really like it for Cagney. Just a different play style. Smoke Bomb makes total sense too. Especially in a hitless run, you know, trying to not get hit. It helps to be able to disappear for a moment.
Just comfortable.
But I'm a fucking simp for the Charge. Especially just for like Cagney. It's so good. But I'm not going to lie, it would be nice on these two.
Oh,
ooh.
Close.
Oh, that was terrifying. I'm going to go back and watch that. Let's see. Right there. That's almost a hit for sure.
Oh,
and then right here, this sucks too. Oh.
That was even closer.
At half speed, you just sound ridiculous. Green horse is best here. And you got to pay attention to the cart. Always pay attention when the cart's coming. Because you'll get so fixated on the horse.
Or the stand-up bass, not a cello. They're different.
Now for this, I am going to launch this charge and then super art at the same time. So that way I can get that first tick on the next card. So the super art clears, and then that charge is going to hit. You'll see on the bottom left, I have that next piece of card ready to go. So I'm just rushing damage because this phase kind of sucks. Yeah, the penguins come out. The second that second one goes, drop down, shoot it, take them out. And you have the whole left side to yourself. And then these baseballs are a lot easier to dodge. And of course you got
How did the guy know I was jumping up?
You got to pay attention to the card again. So, and it will be moving even faster. But with the left side free, it's a lot easier to... You have a lot more room to be liberated.
Wouldn't be me.
That was the hardest part, was what do I do with these fucking penguins? The baseballs, and I want to be on the platforms, and then what do I do? So I decided just clearing out one side would be the move for me. Now this is an interesting level where if I could do it again, I would probably take Chaser instead of Roundabout. I don't really know why I didn't. I don't know. Weird. It would be a much bigger help. I do really like Charge for the beginning here, though. That little drop, stick, flip, charge shot into the eyeball was always really nifty. It would essentially make it a 2-shot fight. This part, I would say just take your time. Take your time. Just take what it's giving you. You know? You see a rocket dude coming, just take your time. That guy actually can't hit you, which is interesting. 3 charge shots and this guy's dead. I would also just clear out the jacks that are coming for you. Another moment where it's like, I'd rather be safe. And then you always want to be on the opposite side of the trombone. If you're going to attack them, you can actually skip them and jump over.
Thank you.
Which I was doing for a while, and then I was like, this isn't like...
You stink.
I don't know.
I actually cannot hear if the trombone is going off or not.
It's different if it's a pacifist run, of course, but...
I'm not done. I'm only on Funhouse Frazzle, you fucks. I'm not... There's still so much to go.
I think the jazz music, there was like clapping.
Stop! Stop!
I think they were like clapping, and I was like, I'm not done yet.
Still going.
Again, you can't hear the music, but...
Jesus.
I don't know. Just some context.
Yeah, play another song.
Funhouse Frazzle was a issue for a while, especially it was that rocket part that was so difficult for me. And then I just decided that, you know, take it slow. I think that's important for if you're not like super mechanically inclined like me.
Audience out of the basement.
That's the way you got to do it. Some of these guys are super talented and they're able to just blitz through the levels. They just have a higher reaction time, which I, you know.
God damn it.
Oh, I forgot the shop. I'm mad at myself.
Send in the square plane.
If you don't have like the reaction time or the mechanics, there's nothing wrong with taking your time on these, especially these running guns. Obviously on the bosses it's a little different, you know. It's a lot different really. Things are flying at you. But at least on the running guns you can go through it on your own accord. Baroness is it's very easy for a lot of people. I struggled with her. I don't know why. Just an annoying bitch. Now what you don't want here is you don't want the cupcake third. Really, I want the cupcake first, so I know I'm not getting him third. In a perfect world, I'm not getting him at all. I don't mind gumballs first. Waffle second, I would also call a win. The only difference between phase 2 and 1 are the beans at the bottom. Now, what do I get third here? I think I get cupcake. Yeah, I do. This is when you're like, ah, shit. This is why I take smoke bomb here. So I can blitz through the bean right there. And take out roundabout, clear the clouds. That's where that diagonal shot right there is really helpful for him. And this is the same thing I do with Beppy. Launch the charge. That way we can get a new card, which I don't even think I really use. And this only takes a couple charge shots to get through this phase. Bam. The tracking on her head there is pretty irritating, so the quicker we can get out of that, you know, the better. On to Jimmy the Great. This is a level that was, I mean, it was very rhythm based. Some days I would feel like I'm great at it. Other days I'd be like, I feel like I can't get past this dude. I'd recommend coffee on these because the other charms, a lot of them, they don't do anything on the plane levels. But coffee will, as you can see in the bottom left, I'll be generating cards even faster because coffee does work with the planes. We got swords first here, which is the dream. You want swords first. You don't want treasure and you don't want fucking cats, that's for sure. I don't know which one I hated more, but swords first was the dream.
Nope.
And then this part's easy.
Dude,
another moment where it's, you know, just take your time. Just watch where the pinwheels are going to go. You'll be okay. There are occasional trap moments, but for the most part, you'd be all right.
Lamp Frost, welcome in. How you doing?
All right, we got our...
I like Lamp Frost.
We got the nuke. Use it right away. That way we can start working on a second nuke. I always played this fight pretty aggressively. Let's say pretty... you start to memorize where the mummies are coming from. And then with the
I
nuke,
love
that phase
lamp.
is pretty short. This might
Bombs
be
are
the
pretty
hardest
good.
part of the
Do you
whole,
play
depending what you got
Cuphead
in
or-
phase 1, this,
I love
the
lamp.
marionette phase here
Lamps.
could be potentially the most difficult one. Now, you
What
can
if
actually sit behind his
mankind's
shots
oldest
here.
memes?
You can sit behind there and shoot him. I never did it because I was always afraid of getting trapped by the hat. And sitting out here wasn't detrimental enough for me to want to change.
Remember
Get the parry there, and then you got a whole nuke. You can cut this last phase here pretty short. I hated these pyramids for a while. It's important to recognize that even though it's a triangle, they shoot in a crosshair. That's the brain twist of it all. Is it? It's a triangle, but it shoots in a cross. And so it's,
Yeah, we were
you know,
trying
it's
some
weird.
different lamp
But
fronts. We were like,
once you
maybe some
recognize
jazz lamp
that,
calm us.
it
actually has
it
worked okay.
slows the fight down
I
a lot
quite
more in
like
that
it, to be
phase.
honest. Wasn't it the world's first web page? Icon has cheeseburger?
I can ask cheeseburger.
I don't think so.
Funfair Fever. This is probably the easiest level here. Not so bad. This
Yeah, a
one.
little bit of
Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I forgot to get the bombs here for Wally Warbles. Ah,
Solid equalizer.
there were so many
Dude,
times
you
where I would
weren't
get to the
kidding,
last
you
phase of
had it.
Wally Warbles, and I'd be like, I don't
Okay.
have bombs. God
Just
damn it.
Admit it. Admit
Why,
it.
God? I actually had to.
You
I
meant
had to
every
put a sticky
word
note on my
in
desk
that.
at one point. Remember Wally
Well,
Warble
Icon
bombs,
has
and I would still
cheeseburger was
forget.
the world's
Amazing.
first web page.
The trampoline can't hurt you, by the way. If it does touch you, all that happens is it'll pop you up. I guess I was going out of my way for the wizard, and then
Let's go. Unlucky.
I missed it. Oh, thank you for the resub, Unlucky. I appreciate
2
that.
months. Let's go, homie. How you
Even
doing?
though that was a month ago, it still counts.
Also, welcome to Tark's basement, Lamp Frost. It's not as terrifying as it
This
looks.
is another part where it's just like, take your time, you know? Like, I'll see a ball. I see that middle ball.
I can't
Okay.
guarantee you'll have plenty of food or water, though.
Top ball, drop down. Bottom ball, you know, just adjust. Now here, I like to have this charge shot ready. You'll see I keep this ready and then jump, pop up, shoot. There you go. And you don't even have to worry about him because he can get you trapped. Now this guy right here, you can actually just shoot him back here and he'll never attack you. Just hit him with the charge or whatever you're using, pea shooter, maybe. And that'll kind of neutralize that whole part. This is the worst part of the whole level.
Whoa.
Another part where I would say just take your time.
Okay.
Actually take a
Lamp
risky
Frost, thank
smoke
you for
bomb
following.
here eventually, which I wouldn't
Welcome,
recommend.
man.
But this is a part where you should be reacting. You see the condiment and you react to it. I see mustard, I jump over it. I wait, I see ketchup, I jump over it. You know?
How you
I
doing,
wait, I see
Lucky?
mustard,
Sorry,
I
I'm
jump over it.
fucking- My head's in
They'll
the
just keep
game.
going and keep going and keep going.
Gamer-focused.
You'll get hit. That was the risky smoke bomb.
was a risky
Because another one could
smoke bomb.
pop out. He could shoot another
Unlucky,
condiment, and
I
now I'm
honestly
in
don't know
midair,
why
and I
I'm
don't
so
have a
up. I think
dash.
it's because I've
'Cause I
actually
just
been
used it.
playing pretty well.
But luckily it worked out for me.
Oh, you like my operating? Dude, never let Windows 95 die.
Never let Windows 95. That great advice. All right, Wally Warbles.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just I've been playing pretty well.
This
I'm
fight
just kinda
is not fun. I'm not
I
gonna sugarcoat it.
thought I'd
I didn't have tons of
summarize.
issues with it, but it was always
Never adds
stressful.
anything into the
I always
summers.
felt like I was getting lucky. You know? Now, a lot of people use bombs here. The pellets, believe it or not, they do more damage per second. If you can nail them, of course. You know, it's easier to nail the bombs. It's harder to nail the pellets, especially with his head moving around. I want to get out of this phase as soon as possible, so I use the nuke right away. Start working on a new one. My advice for this part, watch the left side of your screen. You don't need to... The bird's not moving until he gets exhausted. And then when he does this again, just watch the left side. You have so much more room than you think. And you can kind of stay in this one little pocket, you know? You don't really have to move around a ton. This phase could be difficult. I like getting in there when the eggs expand here. And then this at
Parry.
point blank parry.
Let's go.
That was always difficult.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was talking about, I like to get in there, and then I didn't do it. Wow. Tarkonix is a liar. Now, obviously, this is when the bombs are nice to have. Now, you'll see I have the nuke. I save it for when those projectiles come out, because I hate that part. And then you have those iframes working in your favor, you know. So you can also use a nuke as, like, invulnerability buff.
Let's go.
And there you go. There's Wally Warbles.
Have a great night, Mr. Wahats. Thank you
So
so
yeah, I
much
like doing that. Save the nuke for like a part where I'm scared to get hit, and then you can, by the time your iframes are up, you're probably out of that attack set, you know.
And yes, time indeed flies.
Mausoleum 2, I actually think I use it for Grim Matchstick. I start to implement Mausoleum 2 Super Art 2 a lot into these later portions, and Smoke Bomb as well. I kind of take more defense procedures. Also, having the parry charm obviously is a huge help for these mausoleums.
I've been making it hard for myself at times.
Because I know it seems easy, but honestly, you can get, you'll rack up a hit or two there on these mausoleums if you take them lightly.
I think I'm gonna do it all day for the next one.
What are we at time here, wise? We're at 30 minutes. 30 minutes of
Thanks
minute
so much,
8.
Lane Frost. I appreciate that. Sleep does sound kind of nice.
Yeah, one of the more brutal parts of this run is the hardest part of the game is also the longest segment in Qual Isle 3. I mean, you have Rumor Honey Bottoms all the way through the Devil. I mean, it's the gauntlet. Yeah, I would say Grim Matchstick through Cala Maria is the hardest part of the run. Now, the Devil gives me more fits than anybody, but, you know, because he's the last thing you face.
Is that 4? I think that's 4.
Yeah, I don't really. The gauntlet is grim all the way through Cala Maria. That part sucks. I mean, Grim Matchstick. You got Rumor Honey Bottoms, which is brutal. 2 pretty difficult running guns. And then Dr. Cal and Cala Maria are 2 of the hardest bosses in the game for sure.
You unlocked the new super.
All right. There's Mausoleum 2. Don't forget to update the splits, you nerd. Let's see how long I go without remembering.
Did I get this? I did.
I still haven't remembered.
Okay.
Last fight here in Qual Isle 2. Grim Matchstick, I think, gave me more fits than anybody in the entire game when I first started playing Cuphead. I probably spent like an hour here.
Attack mode. Joey.
I'm doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Impressions. Advice for this fight is tough. I don't really, I like to stay back, so that way you can manipulate where the tail ends up. So you'll see me trying to stay back here. That way it's on the left side of the screen like that, you know? You also take Smoke Bomb. That way if you need to, you can just blink through the meteors. This is a fun phase. So you'll notice there's 2 kinds of flames that roll out the bottom. You'll have the grinny ones. Those are the ones you got to worry about. And then there's the blank faces. Those won't jump at you. This is definitely a phase that just, you do it enough and you start to gain the instinct. Repetition is key. Hate projectile weapons for this one. Just something simple like the charge is really great for this. So you don't have to worry about fucking Dragon Ball Z over there. I would always go up instead of down over the flames. And then, here you go. I pop invincibility because I know I'm towards the end here. Now, I hate, like, Chaser. You don't want Chaser. Yeah, I like Charge there because it's a single shot. And I don't have to worry about shooting the flame or the little Dragon Ball Z spheres. You know?
I think I'm 5. I know, I'm 6 for 6 on Grim Matchstick.
Yeah, that's rare. This is probably the only night I went hitless on Grim all night. By the way, this is like 7 hours into the stream I think I'm at. It's like 3 a.m. for me when I started this stream. It's probably like 3:30 at this point in the run. So I've been going for 7 hours. 3.5 or 3:30 in the morning.
Let's take a quick stroll.
I actually was drinking too.
Good times. As I walk around this mountain after
probably not a good idea for trying to do something that requires mental acuity.
I pass a birdhouse that's bigger than
going around the island there for a coin. If you didn't know that, you go around
Get a coin.
the island there. I
Across
think
the
it's
bridge and
after.
let the gum
I
drop.
forget at what point you can do it.
Across another bridge and
I don't
let
think
the
it has to be after completing the whole
and
Inkwell
then
Isle,
hit
but
Inkwell Isle 3.
maybe it's after the mausoleum you can do it. I don't remember, but you can get that coin there if you do a full lap. And now on to Inkwell Isle 3. Rumor Honeybottoms probably ended more quality runs than anybody else in the game for me, even more than Grim Matchstick. Rumor Honeybottoms, she just... I don't know what it is about this stupid, greasy bitch, but I actually think the run, if you look at the beginning of the video, you'll see that when I started this run over, what I got hit on was Rumor Honeybottoms. You can see the splits had been sitting
I
there
don't care anymore.
on her
I can't
name.
deal with this anymore.
So this phase isn't so bad. A couple charge shots. You can even mine parries here if you want, because it's not too volatile of a phase. And then depending on here, I really don't want triangles. I like the pink sphere. This is kind of the dream here. Smoke bomb's nice because you can lure the ball over and then smoke bomb through it. Just like that, yeah. Oh, we got triangles this time. So my recommendation here is stay on the inner side of the triangle. See how I stay inside where it turns? Oh, here I wasn't feeling too safe. I actually don't think...
Invincibility, dude.
Oh, that's right. I was so fed up with Rumor Honeybottoms, I said I'm taking invincibility. I don't care anymore. That's how fed up I was. And hey, it worked. Because usually I ran Super Art 1 there, and I would cut this phase in half. Oh, this phase would take usually like 1 or 2 charge shots because I would have done so much damage in phase 2 that
definitely longer.
it took no problem at all.
But I'll take it.
But I was just so done with being hit. I chose to extend phase 3, which I can't complain because it worked. Look at that, 0 parries. What a god. Captain Briny Beard. This is a boss that on paper is not that bad. But
Captain Briny boy.
I think there was one run where I finished the game with 6 hits,
Yeah,
and I think 5 of them were Briny Beard. I don't know what the hell was going on that day.
Levels.
I don't know. He put a hex on me.
Most of them.
Yeah. Super Art 2 and Smoke Bomb, I think, for this one. Okay, Captain Briny Beard. This one's not so bad. I would say it's one of the easier levels in Inkwell Isle 3. You get so many parries. It's one of the you don't have to run coffee here because you can just have Smoke Bomb, a little extra security because you're going to get 5 cards anyway. Pretty fast if you can nail the parries. 1 charge shot takes out the squid if you hit him in the right spot. The big problem here, I would say, is the cannonball. There's something about it where it's just so sneaky. I just don't see it coming sometimes. But there's actually a point in here where I'm like, fuck it, let's just use invincibility. I would always find myself saving it, and I would either finish the level without using it or get hit. So I have the invincibility. I would rather use it and not have needed it than needed it and not use it. That was actually a fucking risky
wild.
jump. Now, by the way, you can actually dash while being crouched down like this, which is a pretty cool, nifty little trick for that part. If you do get caught, you can dash back to the left. But usually I tried to set it up for I wouldn't have to do that because it is a volatile moment. You might fuck it up. You might actually pop up, hit the beam, and then it's all over. Okay, Rugged Ridge. I hate this level. I hate these two. These are the 2 least favorite running guns in the game for me. I think they're not really that fun, and they're
don't like it at the end.
and just annoying. I hate Perilous Piers the most.
What up, Papa? How you doing,
But
boy? What's up, dude?
I don't like running Smoke Bomb here because of the end. I don't like not knowing where I'm gonna end up. I mean, you can know if you use Smoke Bomb enough, you'll kind of know instinctually where you're gonna end up. But to me, it was just like not worth it. The dash was fine for me. I'd rather have invincibility to eventually dash through the flames quickly. Now, you can dodge the pickaxe there or just take them out. I like taking them out. I know it extends the game. It extends the level. You know, but I'm not speed running here. I'm going for hitless, so I like to guarantee safety. Drop dash. Okay, so I did take smoke bomb off. There you go.
Emmy, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in.
I like to stay in the middle here. Take out the dragon. That way you can use your vertical space. You can dash. Prioritize taking out the dragon in most phases. Get the coin. There you go. Now this part's not so bad. A charge and then a couple roundabout shots and this thing's done instantly. The charge is so good. If you're looking for a weapon that just crushes every single time, get good with that thing. You'll be shocked at how fast you kill bosses with the charge weapon. You just got to get used to the timing. And then another wall's going to pop up. Before he can even shoot the little blob, you should be able to kill him with just charge and a couple roundabout shots.
Okay.
So, honestly, the big issue for this isn't it's not the monster, it's not the platforms, it's the flames. Because you're rushing. You're rushing. If that flames right in front of you when you dash, it could be a big issue. In fact, there were a number of hits that were a result of dashing into a flame, which is why some people take smoke bomb here, but I don't like it here because I don't really know where I'm ending up on the end of the dash, you know?
It was wild.
So I didn't want, I was just being safe there. I know I'm at the end here. There you go. I was just like, might as well use it. And that was a good moment to use it because I could have jumped up into that flame. And then Perilous Piers, easily my least favorite level in this whole game. I think it stinks.
Okay.
It's not fun. It's boring. I don't know. It's hectic. Now, I go to Pork Rinds and I grab the Chaser here. Chaser's huge for this level. It helps so much. You'll see it at the end of the level here where you're on the octopus. So this is a rhythm level too.
Yes, suck.
This is one you'll just have to get hit a lot. And then eventually it'll come too. But Chaser's huge. It helps with the fish. It helps with the shrimp at the end.
I do not find it fun.
It's just clutch all around. So I think I break it out once I get to the lobster parts. Or the crab. Crabs? Lobsters? I guess they're crabs. I wonder if I do the charge trick here. No, I don't do it. I was doing this trick here where I would queue up a charge shot, and then I would, whenever you dash with the charge weapon, the weapon shoots. So I would have a full charge, and then jump dash. That way, whatever I was jumping into, which could have been a fish, would get hit by the charge shot. So it would almost be like a shield that was leading the way for me. Actually interested as to why I didn't do it there. Maybe I fucked it up last time and got hit and was like, screw this plan, it stinks. By the way, that lobster has a hitbox after you kill him. Learn that the hard way. Thanks, asshole. Get the coin. Alright, now the fun part. This is all rhythm based. Eventually, if you do this enough, you'll see what I do here. So I use this parry in order to jump over the last thing. So he shoots that little bottom ball. I use the parry to pop up. I'm using the chaser the whole time to take out the shrimp. I don't even have to worry about them. Parry, pop up. It's all rhythm. I don't even have to think about what I'm going to do because it's all like a set of instructions. It's like programming. It's already, there's rules I've set for myself, which I think is good for a lot of these things. If you have a set of rules that works for you on some of these bosses, you don't have to worry about
all you gotta do is execute it, you know? You're gonna mess up because you're a human being sometimes, but generally, like, I found something that works for me on Perilous Piers 90% of the time.
Call it Lovely Stroll Pier.
All right, and then on the Mausoleum 3, which is sneaky. You can't sleep on this level. If you're gonna do it, you don't have to. But I was going for 100%, so I wanted to. You can't sleep on this level. It's just because it's a Mausoleum, don't make it easy. I would say this Mausoleum 3 is harder than a handful of levels in the game, so you gotta be on your A game. Take the Perry Sugar and crush it.
Look at this run. The runs have been so good. How could you sleep?
I was so stoked on how I was playing. I could feel it.
For cognition, but I don't know.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, you know, you're seconds away from the run ending on Mausoleum. Now, to be honest, this is pretty risky to do this Mausoleum because this is an all flags hitless run. You don't have to do the Mausoleum. There's no... The only reason I was doing it was because I wanted to do 100% too.
Thank you so much. We love you, Blue Will. I appreciate you. I mean, when I say I've been having a blast hanging out in your stream lately.
So the dream was to do hitless 100%,
And yes, part of that is
all
because
flags,
of your rage.
and we got it. So I was really glad that it worked out that way. It's so satisfying. That auto parry, and then you can keep the jump will carry up, and you just get the
hit
the other two ghosts inside. I love that.
This whole part
Now,
sucks.
Super
Although
Art
group
3 that you
matches
get from
with
Mausoleum
Calvary,
3,
it's
I
like
do not use on this run. I don't know. It just adds another element when you're thinking about trying to not get hit. I was rocking it on the Devil there for a while, and then I was like, do I really want to use this, or do I just feel like I need to try everything? I don't know, you know? I'm only buying that just to say I bought it, just to... By the way, like, why is he buying hearts on a hitless run?
Well, we'll be here for you.
Once again, plain level, rock the coffee charm so you can mine some nukes faster. Now, this is an interesting boss. I like to get right up. You'll see me get right up there on the laser, and I'll try to do this in 2 shots. So he's going to shoot, I'll pop back down, get some damage on the middle, pop back up, and then by the time he shoots this, I should be... Now, that's risky there, because he could hit you. And watching that, it's going to seem crazy. Like, I could never do that, but if you do it enough, it's like anything. You practice, and eventually, you'll feel for it. Sometimes you'll feel like, I wasn't fast enough, and I'm not going to do it in 2. So I got to adjust. And that's a big part of this, being able to adjust when things don't go your way. A lot of times I would use the nuke on the heart. I don't think I do it here. I actually think I was feeling... And you can use it here instead once he shoots his head. And then this phase will be cut short immensely. I actually think he might die right here. Yep, there he goes. That's damn near a phase skip. Now this is similar to Wally Warbles, where don't even look at him. Who cares about... He's not really going anywhere. You're going to hit him eventually. Just watch your pellets and what's coming around you, you know? And then, of course, sprinkle in your nuke that I have one here, if you can. You can also save it for those iframes. Wouldn't be mad at that. But definitely don't worry about him. Just watch. Make sure you're not getting hit. Because you'll kill him eventually.
I had it too. Whatever.
Actually got a second nuke there. Wouldn't get to use.
Blueberry by then. Maybe it's not though.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Dr. Cal stinks, to be honest. That's a level where people will say, I can't beat Dr. Cal, and it's like, do not feel bad about that. You'll get him eventually. He sucks. It's not your fault. It's still one of those get good levels where it's like, Jesus Christ. No matter how many times I do this, it doesn't feel like it's getting any better. But it will. And now Calamaria, my favorite in the game. My waifu of the sea. We love Calamaria.
Yeah.
This level fucking sucks, though. Don't get it twisted. I wouldn't be mad if you said she was harder than Dr. Cal. I wouldn't be mad at that. I like I like when she does this attack. This is nice. It's an easy one to dodge. I hate this set though, when she does the water and the sword guys together, because the water's pushing you up and the sword guys are attacking you. That sucks. I like to make little circle motions. That way you can get around them still and then be back to the center of the circle, the original point, so that way you can cue them back and you can just dodge them rhythmically. Oof, that was rough. Oof, that was close. Let's slow that down. So she's gonna pop. It's gonna be like that little ball. It's gonna explode in the little pellets.
I hate these more than
I do. I hate those. So right here, another one's gonna shoot. Oh my god, this is close. Woo!
Oh, this fucking.
Yeah, that sucked. That was a little bit of a heart beater.
Spiky boys. Shooting 2 bombs.
Now save the bomb here. Save the bomb right before she's about to shoot. Actually, fuck it up, to be honest. There, say I fucked it up. With usually the iframes on the bomb, you will you won't get stoned. Shout out getting stoned though. But the iframes will protect you. But you'll be able to. Let's actually go back. So that's usually the plan. I would nuke there. I wouldn't be, and I would still be getting damage right here. We'd be cutting this phase even shorter. But if you nuke there and you save the nuke, I would say always save the nuke for right where she's about to do that, because you want to get out of this phase. This is where you'll get hit the most. Now, this part right here, what I'm looking for is I'm sitting in the back. Now, I want her to paralyze me in a safe spot. So I'm looking wherever the spikes are. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. Now I want to get up ahead and sit in a spot that's comfortable right there. If I can't move, that's fine, because I'm in a spot that I know is okay. Also, twirl your joystick if you're using a controller. That's what I did. Little circular motions. You'll get out of it pretty fast. If you know a better way, let me know. But that's what works for me. Set yourself up when you're getting frozen for success, you know? And I think if you do enough damage, you should be getting out of here pretty soon. Same thing here. Position yourself in a spot that you know you'll be safe when she paralyzes you. And then another important part is that, like, you have to worry about the little green guys, little green skulls. So get around those as quick as possible so you can set yourself up to be in a more comfortable area for when you get stoned.
Not an ideal way to do that.
Now, interesting thing that some players do, you can actually get up in her face, and the Medusa Ray will completely bypass you if you get close enough. Now, you can still get hit by her model, so you got to watch out for it. But it's a pretty cool method if you want to try it out. You get right up there. The ray will pass right by and you'll be able to do a bunch of damage. The only thing you got to look out for is obviously the columns. Even the green guys will shoot above you, so you don't even have to worry about them. So it's a pretty cool strategy. I just couldn't get it down. I was so comfortable with my method at this point that I was like, what am I doing? Let's just... I'm just going to go with what I know. And it worked. So try it out. See what works for you.
So we'll take something different.
Okay, Werner Werman. I would say the worst part about Werner Werman is the cherry bombs. This is a good level for taking the parries. The invincibility in the second phase is really important. So, in case you get trapped, if you can, when he shoots the parries, go for him. Not all parries are created equal in this run, so I would say, but these are ones that are worth it to go for. If you have smoke bomb, you don't have to use the platforms. You can just pass through them. I think I do that here. Yeah. Oh, I remember my asshole was in my throat for that moment. Sometimes the reaction time, you're just like, ah, and then you just hope that your instincts work in your favor, that the practice checks out.
I gotta pop this now.
Nah, I didn't feel comfortable with where I was at, so pop invincibility. That's fine, you know. But if you're gonna do that, you gotta be nailing these charges so you can get out of this. That was close too. You can get out of this phase because now you know one of your defenses is gone. This is the interesting where this is probably the easiest phase of this level, despite being the last one. The ghost can be a problem here. The charge takes him out, you know. And if you do it quick enough, and I'm just popping that just to use it.
I'm doing good, Penny.
So, and there's Werner Werman. Wow, 4 levels left at this point. It kind of snuck up on us.
7 hours. You better have some good runs.
Yeah, so the worst is over, I would say. I mean, Warner Worman, Sally Stage Play, even Phantom Express and King Dice are not that bad for this. I would say all 4 of those are easier than... Give me them any day over Dr. Cal, Calamaria. Give me them over Grim Matchstick even. I don't think Sally Stage Play is that bad. I think I only use Charge for her. Charge, Invincibility is huge for this. Invincibility and Smoke Bomb are going to be very important
Sally
for this
Stage Play
level.
always has some
And I actually think you get to
guaranteed
see it on
levels.
display here as to why. It's for that phase 2. Phase 1 here is not so bad. Get the parry if she does it. I would always shoot that charge. She would always dodge it, and I would still always do it anyway. Actually not playing this great. I'm missing charges. Yeah, take the parries because you want to guarantee that you have invincibility for this point. So we're a shot away. She usually appears on the right side. Yep, there she is. All right, so we have invincibility. Now we're going to save it till she traps us on one of these sides. So these are going to come down. They're going to loop back up to the side. Watch out for the milk bottle. And now she's going to... Right here, I'm trapped. But I have invincibility, so I'm good. And now I'm out of that. And by the time that's done, we're already on the next phase anyway. This is a phase where I would say don't jump around too much. But if you jump around with lightning going around, you're going to get hit. Try and stay grounded, you know? Or just smoke bomb your way through things. See that? Like, don't jump in the air because you'll kind of suspend yourself and allow yourself to get hit. Get that free charge shot in if you know where she comes from. Practice where she comes from at the top left side. And if you're ever getting hit by these roses, you can actually see their silhouettes shoot up, and you'll know exactly where they're coming from. So you'll see the silhouettes shoot up, and then in that same vertical spot, they'll come back down. Because they're sneaky. They'll hit you if you don't even know they're there. Because you'll jump over the umbrella thinking you got
last time with Phantom Express.
a safe spot vertically, but you don't. The rose will hit you. So look out for those. Also, you could always just smoke bomb through the umbrella. It will cover the full thing, the full model. Phantom Express. This can be...
Very important to hit these shots.
This one can suck if you're not on your A game.
I think I actually run coffee.
But if
I don't
you
really like smoke bomb.
play it like chess, I feel like the later phases at least, you'll be okay.
No, it's not
So
really
here we're just
slow.
using Roundabout. We're going to clear the eyeballs. Roundabout does a lot of damage, which is nice. And you're going to want to parry these bars of soap so that way you don't get the cart moves. Because once the cart moves towards the eyeballs, it can be really rough. And you're just panicking. And then you're not doing damage. You're spending all your time trying to not get hit instead of doing damage. So this phase actually kind of let whatever happened happen. He takes me to the left side. You can stand right here and not get hit. Don't worry about it. And then I move back to the center. And then where's he come from? Stand on the right side. You can't get hit there. Just do some damage. Just like I was saying, play it like chess. Over the right side, and then you're out of there. You know, just take what the level gives you. You know, don't get cute with it. Now, because I'm running Invincibility, I would usually run Super Art 1 here and then just shoot both of them and cut this phase short. But I opted to favor phase 2 instead. Now, I would advise clear the ghosts whenever you can, because they're a pain in the ass. So see, I'll wait. Clear the ghost. Clear the ghost. Like, I'll kill him eventually. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the ghosts. You know? That's what'll hit you. Not the faces. Alright, last phase here, pretty simple. You're really at this point in the level, you're almost done. You're gonna pop, shoot. Pop, parry, shoot. Pop, parry, shoot. There you go. And this is where it's really important to be able to shoot directionally. Use invincibility just to, you know, improve our odds. There you go. Not too bad.
Honestly, I'm cool with that. I'm cool if it's just a couple homies.
Not bad.
Penny, I got like fucking 80 people and like I got rated.
All
like
right, 2
10
left. King,
times
dice, and the
tonight. I
devil.
got, like,
Now,
a
I
couple
take
solid
a
rates, and I just have
peculiar route for
I
this.
guess a
I
bunch of people with
probably,
their computers up.
apparently at least, wouldn't recommend my king dice route, which involves,
I can't
I think I do
believe it's
2,
still
4,
on that.
9. I think I'm the only hitless runner that does 9. I just really like the monkey. I think he's easy. I think he's kind of another one of those, like, it's just a matter of time. Like, it's, you're not going to hit me. It's just longer. I get it's not as great speed run choice, but I forgot where the coin was there. So I do 2, which is the poker chip, 4, which is the dominoes, and then 9, the monkey. Now take your time with the dice here. Remember, you're not speed running, you're doing hitless. So that's what I would tell myself. Now what I like to do is pay attention to what number I need. I'm doing poker chip first, so I want to land on 2, which means I'm going to jump on whatever number's after it. So 3 was after 2, so I jumped on 3, and by the time I came back down, 2 was back around. It works every time. It'll make more sense as you practice it. This fucking poker chip's got a weird hitbox. You have to, like, even it, I swear I'm like crushing his face, and sometimes it still wouldn't register. Some of these make sense though. I'm just blatantly missing. But overall, this should be the easiest part of the run, honestly. I think it was like a couple days before this, I had gotten all the way here and then got hit on the poker chip, which to me is maybe the easiest part of this whole thing. I'd been hitless up until king dice. I got hit on a poker chip. I was beside myself. Okay, and then the same thing here. Now I want to land on 4 on the board, which means I want to go 3 spots. What comes after 3 on the dice? It's 1. So I'm looking to jump on 1 and come back down on 3. There's 1. There's 1. There's 1. I jump here and then land back on 3 by the time I'm back down. Now 4 is the dominoes. Pretty easy. Especially, I almost have 5 cards here. I actually think, yeah, the coffee ticks me over right as the fight begins, which is nice. Shorten the fight by a lot. There's actually a really close moment here. I think I almost get hit by like the blue D20. That would have been painful. Poker chip and the D20 ends runs on the same week. I would have killed myself. That was pretty close right there. That little jump. Oof. Let's see if I can bring that up. Right here. Oof. So close.
It's a tight spot there with that little 20-sider.
I knew it too. I was like, ooh. And then, so yeah, now we want to go 3 spots. So we jump on 1. I was pretty confident there. I did it right away. I want 3 again, so I'm going to jump on whatever's after 3, which is 1. 1. There you go.
I'm still doing monkey.
Now for this, I like to pay attention to where the MD cards are. Those are the easiest ones to remember. Now you'll notice I'll get the first card and then I'll wait for the second one. Because I want him to be on the left side, or on the right side, I'm sorry. See, now he's on the right side and I can instantly start shooting him. And it'll cut down this little part by a good margin. So I'll show you again here. If I can get the cups right. I get those wrong. I get those wrong. And now he's on the right side, so I immediately pull the trigger. Because you want to take advantage of the fact that he's in a stasis there for the beginning of the clap phase.
Sick.
He's on the right side, so I pop it. There we go. Get some damage in. Now see, I'm waiting. Come over here, come over here. I miss it, actually. Embarrassing, imagine. I'm waiting. Pull him over.
Oh, it's a different card.
Oh, I messed it up. I was just so over it. I didn't even follow my own advice. And here, same thing. I'm sitting in the bottom right. I'm waiting. I can get a couple. I really should have waited longer. I think I was nervous. Nervous that I wasn't tracking him right. That he was going to come down and hit me right where I was. Which is possible, I guess. But I think I would have been fine. Look at me with 6 HP.
I'm back and home.
Most likely,
Nice,
you probably aren't
You
doing the
are
monkey
home,
on
lady.
HITLESS, but I don't know. It worked for me.
All right, we want 3.
It's the same thing here. Jump on 2. Yep. There you go. You'll get 3. Now, here, don't get cute. Just worry about the parries. You can parry them over and over again. Now, what I tend to do here is I'll walk the cards over. I just want to see what is available to me. Where's the first card and where's the second card is usually what I'm looking for. So you'll see it again here. He's going to pull up the cards. I'm not going to jump just on that first one. Okay. There we go. I can see the second 2. And then at this point, you're probably close to the end on King Dice. You probably should only have to do this a couple rotations. And then here's the last time. There you go. There's King Dice. I would worry about the parries more than anything.
Wow, dude.
Stay alive, you know? Stay alive is the most important
appreciate
thing.
you, Blue.
So I would walk the cards back with the parry at first and then see what kind of RNG you're getting with the parries, and you'll be able to act accordingly.
If it doesn't happen,
So
that's okay.
you're probably
It's a
wondering,
hell of a run, and it's super
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much
regardless of what
pounds of
happens.
shit is in my ass right now?
But
It's about 11. I was definitely, I played it
does
cool, but I
happen,
was definitely
fuck yeah,
nervous.
it's been a wild ride.
So at this point,
and
it's
I'm
4
so
a.m. I've been
excited.
streaming
Let's
for
do it.
7 or 8 hours at this
For
point.
all the marbles. Here we go.
And I like this. I just jump right into it. Now, this is the one level that I use spread. A lot of fuckers love spread, which I get it. It's a fun weapon. It does a shit ton of damage with the EX. I was just partial to the charge. Oh, this is what you don't want. That right there, that's a nightmare. To get the hands clap. So what you can normally do here is you can use an EX to hover. You can jump, dash, and then EX, and you'll suspend yourself for long enough to clear the claps here. But he does it at the beginning of the level, which is really the worst. We just got lucky there and was able to avoid it. Yeah, that was rough. There's actually a really tight dodge here. See right here, there you go. I'll slow that down for you. You can see it in motion. Alright, so he's going to do the clap thing here again. So I'm going to jump. Oops. I'm going to jump. Use my EX. Dash. And I spent that whole moveset in the air. You know? Completely neutralizes that move, which is nice. And then the only other thing I would say is, you know, pay attention to where you're landing, because there might be a little minion down there. Now right there. That fucking part was wild. That was almost a hit for sure. Oops, I went too far back. Let's do that again. Yeah, you can see the clap tech again. Right here. So you could see the demons, the little minions running from the left side. I know he's coming. So I try to time the jump. The flames are coming from the right side. I jump those two, and I think I smoke bomb back through it. Ugh. It's tough because you can't see yourself there. So it's really not a great position. That's why this level's so rough for HITLESS. But to be honest, once you're through the first phase, you're probably okay. This part's not so bad. The falling poker chip can occasionally get you. The axe has annoying tracking, but once you kind of get used to it, you'll know what it's doing, and it's really not so bad. It kind of on paper seems harder than it really is. That's just one of those practice moments. I like to stay on the left side of the axe. I just have to move forward here, jump over it, and then the rest of the time it can't touch me. I like to take these guys out, pop down, jump over. I crouch down so they can, or else the charge shot might hit the devil's eyeball instead of the guy. Which could spell bad news because they will shoot little projectiles out. And I use the spread. Taking out these minions is a big help because they will swoop down and surprise you. You know, you're thinking about everything else. You're not thinking about the little flying minions. Once you're here and you have invincibility, it's over.
Fucking let's go, dude. I'm so fucking stoked. Unbelievable. Let's go. Let's go, dude.
And there
Fuck
is
yeah.
all flags,
I'm so
glitchless,
stoked,
100%,
Holy
hitless
shit.
Cuphead.
Woo!
I definitely had
All flags.
an orgasm
That might even be
right there. You're watching a
100%
man
too.
cum his pants right now.
That might even be 100%.
So,
Damn.
I rocked charge pretty much that whole run. I love that
Thank you,
weapon.
dude.
It does so
Holy
much
shit.
damage. It does the most
Thank
damage
you so much.
in the game, as
Thank
far
you
as
so
I
much
can
for
remember.
fucking
The
50,
full
bro.
charge shot, at least.
God damn.
If you can get really good at queuing up those charge shots, you can
I
just
knew it,
really
dude. I
melt
fucking knew
bosses.
it. I knew
So
I felt good today.
yeah, that's hitless
Okay.
Cuphead. If anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm pretty transparent about.
A real pleasure.
You know,
getting advice from
I'm not going to gatekeep
somebody who's
information.
good at this
I think these challenge runs are a lot of fun. It's a fun way to spice up a game that, you know, maybe at first was really hard for you, but then you started to get good at it the more you played it. You kind of want it to be challenging again. So that would definitely hit me up if anybody has any questions. And if you're interested in Hitless, we could chat about it. But yeah, good luck on anybody's runs that you're doing, and hope everybody's been enjoying the DLC. And until next time, take care.